Thank you for tuning in to a Better FAQ video. I want to explain something that is a pretty difficult concept in trademark law that really deals with whether or not we think that a mark has a good chance of success for trademark registration. So I'll run through the process real quick, but we have many videos on that. The first thing you want to do with the trademark when you're looking to register is a trademark search. Not just a search on the test service online, not just sort of a Google search, although those are helpful. The most important thing to do is a comprehensive search through some type of platform that has an algorithm, and then even more importantly, having an attorney review that because they have the experience to then make the determinations on your likelihood of success with registration. So that part of the process leads us to the question of whether or not you should apply for a trademark registration, because if your chances of success are low, then it's probably not worth spending maybe close to $1,000, maybe more money than that on that application. And so today I'm talking about the commercial impression of your trademark. Now the commercial impression is used in a couple of different ways with trademark law. One is whether or not the mark itself can act like a trademark in its commercial impression to consumers. And I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video because I want to focus on commercial impression as it relates to the similarity to other trademarks. But really quickly, that commercial impression as it's used with regard to whether or not a mark functions as a trademark really relates to whether or not the mark is arbitrary, fanciful, or something more descriptive or utilitarian. Now what I mean by that is if I went to register a law firm, that's not very arbitrary or fanciful. It's actually very descriptive of what I do and what my business is. So something that would be arbitrary and or fanciful would be if I called my law firm Banana. Banana has nothing to do with legal services. That's pretty arbitrary. And it's pretty fanciful because it's so unrelated to legal services that it would be considered either fanciful or arbitrary. Now, that's one way that commercial impression is applied, because you have to be arbitrary or fanciful in order to be very likely to register as a trademark. Descriptive marks can be registered, but that's not something I'm covering here today. Now, commercial impression as it relates to the similarity to other marks is very important, and I explain this concept often. And really what it comes down to is, let's use Banana again. So let's say that someone has Banana registered, and let's just say it's for retail services online, which is going to be class 35 with trademark. Now, if Banana's already registered, and then you come to me and we're going to look and see if you can register Purple Banana, well, probably going to be a problem because Purple Banana, its commercial impression is very similar to Banana if it's in that same class 35 for online retail services. And why is that? Because obviously, look, it's not identical. Yeah, one word is the same, but there's purple. And a purple banana, that first of all, it's not even a thing, so you could say that that might be arbitrary or fanciful. But the problem occurs with the similarity between banana and purple banana. And the best way that I've found to explain this concept is that when you look at two different trademarks, so let's say someone went online and they tried to find your Purple Banana online retail store, and they searched Purple Banana Retail, and they got banana, purple banana, gold banana, brown banana, I don't know, whatever all these bananas. Maybe one is Banana Rama Purple, I don't know. The thing I'm trying to illustrate here with these ridiculous terms is that all of those marks, if you ran that Google search and it pulled them all up and they were all right there together, what the law basically assumes is that your average consumer, the average person looking for that online retail store, is not sophisticated enough to differentiate between those various different brands and those various different trademarks. And so what that means is that the commercial impression of all of those is the same, and all of trademark law is designed to prevent consumer confusion. So if you're looking to prevent consumer confusion and the commercial impression of all of those marks is the same, and that consumer is not sophisticated or savvy enough to differentiate between those marks, the end result is that they are confused as to that being different brands and that it's all one brand. And so that then could cause a refusal of a trademark application due to the similarity of the commercial impression of a mark. Now, I always get these arguments from clients that, well, it's not identical, it's different. And again, that's true, but the commercial impression is a wide net that the USPTO can cast in their refusals of trademark applications because at the end of the day, they are the ones that hold the keys to registration, and they have to take a very narrow view of what can register and what cannot based on similarity and descriptiveness. So the commercial impression argument typically is going to be something along the lines of it's only the addition or subtraction of a word in an existing trademark registration or application, and that results in that similarity of the commercial impression. Another great example I like to use for commercial impression to show how this can play out with the USPTO itself is an application that we actually filed several years ago for what was called Black Diamond Casino. This was an app on your phone, slot machine app, where on the phone you pull the little lever on the app and you make fake money. And we applied for Black Diamond Casino in Class 9, which is downloadable apps. And the application was actually refused due to Black Diamond for physical slot machines, which is in a completely different class. And what the USPTO said is that the commercial impression of Black Diamond Casino for an app that's a slot machine and Black Diamond for a physical slot machine is too similar, and thus consumers would be confused. And so they rejected the application. We argued against this. We said, first of all, consumers go to different channels of commerce to find those two. You know, on the App Store, you're not looking for a physical slot machine. And in a casino, you're not looking for an app. You're looking for an actual physical slot machine. Not to mention the fact that we also argued Black Diamond Casino is not the same as Black Diamond. However, at the end of the day, due to that wide net that the USPTO casts with their commercial impression determinations, they rejected the application based on similarity due to commercial impression. So, all of this to say, commercial impression is a tough standard to overcome, and a lot of the time, I am always going to recommend the more prudent approach of not spending the money on an application, because you can also subject yourself to a cease and desist letter if one of those similar marks sees that you applied and wants you to stop using it. And so commercial impression can be one of the biggest hurdles for trademark registration with that similarity, and then descriptiveness like I've talked about in some of our other videos. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for tuning in.